Hello, everyone. I have some what I find to be interesting things to share today. I'm really excited about it. I'm really happy. I'm really excited about this full moon. So right now I'm sitting at my desk and it's right in front of a window and there's this interesting glare. So I'm trying to fix that. But I like having some sun here. I might just have to live with what it is. But I have something that I'm really excited about, and I really want to share it with you. I think it's powerful, and my hope is to actually share what is empowering about this coming full moon. And also, really, with all of my sharings, my hope is to empower people to really utilize the energy that is available to us. But often, I think we don't realize what's actually really available to us. But there's so many opportunities always for our next level. So I found the next level in this coming full moon, and I want to share it with you. So I've been looking at the chart for the full moon. The full moon is in Aquarius, so this is our second full moon in Aquarius. And if you remember, we had a full moon in Aquarius before the Leo new moon, right? And that full moon in Aquarius was just at about 2 degrees of Aquarius. So this full moon is actually at, I'll give you the exact, it's at 29 degrees, 37 minutes. So this is like the very last degree and then some. Like it's like almost to the next sign, because there's 30 degrees in a sign. So this is a very an emphasis on the culmination of something. And what's beautiful about this full moon chart, so the energies that'll be happening on the full moon, which is on August 22nd. So we're coming up to this, okay? So in this live, I would like to give you some strategies to working with this full moon as we're moving towards it. And my hope, as I said, is that it gives you the opportunity to actually really utilize the power in it. So the full moon, like I said, it's going to be at 29 degrees, 37 minutes. And we know at a full moon, there's an opposition, right? So the sun is 29 degrees, 37 minutes of Leo. And remember, Leo is our solar identity, right? And of course, this is opposing the moon, the exact degree, right? 29 degrees, 37 minutes in Aquarius. So this is really wrapping up this Leo season for us. And yes, and a blue moon, Susie, exactly. So it's so exciting. And I love it because it is at the last degree and 37 minutes of the sign. So this is really a culmination, and there's something so beautiful in this full moon chart that I'm so excited to utilize as we prepare for this culmination of Leo season. And what it is that we have a grand trine. So it's a grand air trine, and it's with Venus in Libra. And I'll just give you the exact in case you want to look at it in your own chart. Venus is at 7 degrees in some minutes. It's trining Saturn retrograde, which is at 8 degrees and some minutes in Aquarius. And then these two planets trine the North Node in Gemini. And the North Node is going to be at 6 degrees, looks like 58 minutes. So it's about 7 degrees. Okay, so this grand trine, there's something really special in it, especially since the North Node of the moon is part of the grand trine. Now, Venus, as I said, is in Libra. And Venus in Libra is really about, you know, it's about balancing our own personal needs and our own personal values with others' values. right? And in the sign of Libra, you know, it's the yang form of Venus. So this is about our relationships, one-on-one relationships. It's about our finances and how we share our resources with others, how others share their resources with us, okay? And as I said, it's trining Saturn, and Saturn is retrograde. So I just want to invite this opportunity that I see in this, and I'm going to explain what that is that because Venus is trine Saturn in Aquarius, Saturn is retrograde, this gives us the opportunity to really, really look at our own values and how that has been really intertwined with our upbringing, our ancestry, our family, the groups that we've involved ourselves in up to now. You know, this can be really looking at, it can be giving this opportunity, because there's a trine to the North Node in Gemini, to actually, for now, really dropping our ideas that have come from, like ideas in regards to what it is that we can actually attract into our lives. Really looking at where have those ideas come from as far as our upbringing, our family, what they thought was possible for us, what our family, how they influenced our ideas of what was possible for our own lives, because and which was based on what they thought was possible for theirs, right? This would include groups, you know, groups we've involved ourselves in. How has these groups been my cat is outside looking at me like, what are you doing? It's so funny. She's like super looking at me. So looking at the groups we've been involved in and the ideas that have surrounded those groups and how they've influenced what we believe about ourselves, what we believe is possible for our lives, what we believe in regards to our own value and what we share. This Grand Trine, in my opinion, is such an opportunity to really look at all of these things and recognize the ways in which we have based our own self-value on other people's values, based in our relationships, in our family line, in the groups we've been involved in. Saturn retrograde really helps us to actually really look at where we've been limited in our beliefs and our ideas based on what the things that we may have taken on from other people in our lives. Not because they wanted it to limit us, or maybe they did. I don't know. I can't determine that for you. But this now is an opportunity to really look at where is it we have limited ourselves based on what other people think is possible, rather than what we know to be possible for us. And that we know we want, desire to live from here on out. Because Venus and Saturn trining it's an easy flow of energy. Venus is going to be helping us, likely attracting situations and relationships, it's Venus in Libra, to really take a look at, to bring our consciousness inward, that Saturn retrograde, and looking at where is it that we feel limited by ideas that are surrounding us based on the people we put ourselves around. And that doesn't matter who it is. It could be anybody, right? Our relationships, our coworkers, our community, our family. And with this trine to the North Node in Gemini, this is the idea is to funnel the energy into exploring new ideas, Gemini. really opening up new learning, new perceptions, new possibilities in how we relate to ourselves and others. This gives us the opportunity to create something new. Gemini is such a creative energy because it does explore all the possibilities. It doesn't limit to one idea. It actually likes to go out and explore all different kinds of possibilities. And it likes to create based on that. It likes to distill its own truth based on that. So the opportunity here, to me, and where I see this full moon going, in regards to not just the full moon, but where we're going, because we're going to be coming into eclipse season, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit too. But this really has us finishing something. The opportunity with this Aquarius full moon is to finish something, to complete something, to actually recognize old chapters ending that can liberate us into new ways in which we actually attract things into our lives. We attract money into our lives, meaning abundance, wealth, and whatever that means for you. We attract new relationships that are going to help us to grow into our newest becoming. This is what Saturn and Aquarius really, I think the energy is actually there for, is to propel us into new realities. Our newest becoming, our up-leveling to new structures of consciousness. But while it's retrograde, it'll have us actually moving consciousness inward to assess, where are we not liberating ourselves? Where do we feel restricted? And because Venus is trine that Saturn, where do we feel restricted by other people's thoughts about our lives, and how they relate to us or what they think is possible for us. This is all, can be coming up for assessment. And actually, we can detach from that to actually liberate into new realities and new relationships that actually really support our newest fulfillment and our newest wish fulfillment for our own lives. Because really, what we think and what we think we can attract is actually what we attract. So we can be changing our belief systems right now. The South Node right now is in Sagittarius. This is just a natural inclination of shedding belief systems that limit us. So I'm really excited about that. There's another aspect in this chart I really want to talk about. And what was that? It was this Uranus. Uranus is trining Mars in this chart. So Mars is coming up to this, right now, Mars is coming up to the exact trine to Uranus. And, Mars is in Virgo. So again, this is like weeding the garden, taking out what needs to be eliminated that doesn't support our newest becoming. This can be what relationships just really aren't supportive to me or don't see my vision. And I'm not saying that you have to end relationships because somebody doesn't understand your vision. But I am saying that you want to be putting yourself around those that are excited about what you're bringing and that actually feel like this is a regenerative energy. It's not something that debilitates, it's something that regenerates the soil, for example. It's something that brings nourishment to your ideas and how you want to bring your light into the world, how you want to serve your own light, the light of others, how you want to serve the divine. And so how you want to be in service. And so you want to be pulling out the weeds in the garden that would be distracting from that focusing and funneling the energy into what you want to grow in your life. Because I really believe that we are all so powerful, but we have to actually go deep into the psyche and figuring out Are there things that are holding us back from harnessing our own power? We're all here to be empowered. We're all here to bring light. And part of that is actually aligning what fuels our light so that we can share our light and share our vision. I mean, you know, Virgo sits across the wheel of consciousness from Pisces. Pisces is about the visionary. It's the visionary. It's our vision. You know, it's our dreams. It's and you know, Aquarius is wish fulfillment. So I just really see this potential in this full moon of really looking at, okay, what do I need to weed out? And what stays? What is it that is actually nourishing me, is nourishing my next level in my wish fulfillment and embodying my dream life? Because, you know, it's our dream life that we're here to do. And it is a process. You know, we are going to have ups and downs. It's part of it. It brings us wisdom by doing that. But this full moon is such a support in actually really coming into, okay, this needs to, I need to really eliminate this out of my life so that I can really focus on my vision and my light and my service and what I'm bringing, and how bringing that light is actually going to reflect more light back into my life. So, you know, one of the things I wanted to bring up too is that, as I said, Venus is in Libra. It's making this contact to Saturn retrograde in the full moon chart and the north node of the moon. And Venus will continue to make its way through Scorpio, Sag, and Capricorn. And I say up to Capricorn because we're going to be having a full moon eclipse in Taurus on November 19th. So from now until November 19th, Venus is going to be making its way until that eclipse. And what it's going to do in that eclipse is Venus will be in Capricorn. It's going to be at about 12 degrees. And I'm going to pull that chart up. And so this is going to be the first eclipse of a series of eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio. So this means that Venus and Pluto are going to be very important in tracking by transit in the coming months, because, I mean, of course, they're always important to track, but they're going to be the rulers of the nodes of the moon, because the nodes of the moon are going to move into Taurus and Scorpio. This full moon in Taurus is going to be the introduction of this new eclipse cycle that we're going to be moving into. So we've been in this Gemini Sag eclipses. And what's going to happen is we're going to actually have this full moon eclipse in Taurus on November 19th. And then on December 4th, we're going to have a Sagittarius eclipse, new moon in Sag eclipse. And so this is this pretty, you know, all the eclipses are important, but this is a important in the sense that it's going to be like introducing this new collective focus. And that collective focus is really going to be on Taurus and Venus themes and Scorpio and Pluto themes. So this is really all going to be about our relationship to ourselves, which is Venus, our relationship to what we attract, which is Venus, our relationship to resources, to our self-value, to our self-esteem, to what we value, to up-leveling our value system. And it's also going to be really looking at where is it that we are not harnessing our power to attract what we desire, to actually embody our soul. Because Pluto and Scorpio is all about embodying the soul expression. You know, so Pluto, the Scorpio south node of the moon, is going to help us really dig deep into where is it that we're not harnessing our power. And where is it that we've been experiencing abuses of power? And that can be in our intimate bonds, our relationships, our community, our society, our country, the world. It's gonna like literally ripple out into all of that, because this is actually going to help us individually and collectively harness true power. And so it's really exciting, I think. It's going to take some work though, because it has us facing our fears, because Pluto in Scorpio is all about fear. So this is really getting deep into our psyche. It offers the opportunity to really face our own soul and really look at where is it that we are really trusting our soul and where is it that we aren't. Because when we trust our soul, we know we are plugged into source, and that all that we need or could ever desire comes from plugging in to source. So this is going to actually expose where it is we may be trying to plug in to other things, or others may be trying to plug into us to get whatever they need, right? But we have to plug into source to get what we need. And when we are all plugged into source, then we have healthy relating, right? So I'm really excited about this. I think it's special that we have this grand trine and this full moon coming on August 22nd. I think it's interesting how then Venus will be moving along since then. I haven't looked at the charts for, the coming full moon in Pisces, new moon in Virgo. We're going to be going through that. We're going to be going through also, of course, Libra and Aries, but then we'll go into that Taurus, Scorpio, right? But I'm going to be tracking Venus, and of course I'll be bringing that to the conversation on my lives, because Venus is going to be important in the next couple years. And so this is going to really help us to actually cultivate our self-love, our self-value, and really align with our values, and really look at where we're not aligning with our values or our self-value, and how we're maybe attracting from that place, wherever it is. If we are aligning with our values, are we happy with what we're actually receiving in the world from our vibration of what we value? So it brings up a lot. I'm going to probably write a post about it, because sometimes it's a little bit easier for me to write it very clearly and concisely in a post than when I'm on a live. But as you know, if you've been following me, I do these lives so that I can get really good at actually sharing my ideas on a live and while speaking. So here I am sharing these ideas. I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about this full moon. I hope that is such an empowering full moon for you. And if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, of course, feel free to put them in the comments. I would love to hear. And I have a feeling I'm going to be back with some more info on this. But these are my initial thoughts. I was so excited to come on here, and I wanted to share with you. So let me know what you think if you feel inclined. And otherwise, as you know, if you've been following me, I'll be back tomorrow.